Do you stress when you're trading? Do you find yourself getting all emotional when you're trading on the stock market or when you're trading Forex for that matter? I have decoded the system that will make you profitable, or at least make you a break-even trader in the stock market, and stop you from stressing and stop you from becoming over emotional for every single trade that you get involved in. Come with me into the office today and let's go and have a look at what we can do for you and how we can make this a better trading experience on a day-to-day basis. Whether you're a day trader, whether you're a Forex trader, swing trader, whether you're an investor, you get emotional, you get stressed out when something is going wrong in the stock market. When you take a trade and it goes against you, how emotional do you actually become? And what I've discovered in the stock market over the 30 years that I've been trading is it's got nothing to do with the system that you use. It's got nothing to do with the tactics that you use, but it's got everything to do with the psychology of trading. In other words, what I always show people is that they should lose less on their losers and make more on their winners. And it's all about the psychology of trading. What I want to show you guys today is a little trading system that I use in the market. I'll show you some charts and we'll go into a little bit of detail on the support and resistance system and the tactics and the systems that we use. But you must remember, guys, the whole point of this video that I'm showing you today is that there's no system in the market that's going to do any better than 50-50. All the systems in the market that are available to you and me are all 50-50. It just gives you the edge in the market. And the reason I use the support and resistance, supply and demand, or even the trend lines is because it gives me the ability to manage that risk and the ability to take less losses and make more on the wins. Now, what you're doing at the moment is you probably see a trade going into a loss. Now, just about every single trade you take, 80% of the trades, let me know in the comments, you take a trade, it always goes against you, doesn't it? It always turns against you for some strange reason or another. You take the trade, you know it's the right trade, yet it goes against you. Well, here's a little secret, guys. One guy once said to me, do you know what, Rob? If you take a trade and you've got a stop loss plan for it, don't take the trade, wait until it gets to your stop loss and take the trade from there. And I used to think he was crazy, but do you know how many times that actually works? It's absolutely incredible. But guys, just remember, trading is risky. It's a risky game and you might lose money trading. If you don't like risk and you don't like losing money, you probably shouldn't be trading. And guys, while we're talking about it, go down to the description, get the free Forex book that I put there for you. It's all about the trends. Trend is your friend. Go and read the Forex book. It's a free PDF. Download it, get it for yourself. And while you're down there in the description, go and visit the secret blog. I put a trade idea in there for you every single day. Just an idea. It's not trading advice. I don't give trading advice. What I do is I show you guys how to trade. I show you guys the best way and the best trading systems to use so that you can manage your risk. And then it's all up to you guys. I'm not going to recommend any particular specific trades for you. I'll give you ideas. My trade that I put out on the blog every day is just my idea. And if you go back on them, quite a number of them are successful. And the reason they're successful is because I keep it simple. I keep my trading as simple as possible. I look at the chart, I see which way it's going, I look for the support and resistance, and I take a trade. So while we're about it, guys, let's go and have a look at the trading system. So how do you trade without any stress or emotion? When you're looking at a chart like this, I mean, how do you actually trade it without any stress or emotion? And it's really simple. If you look at this chart that I've got here, this is the Great British Pound US dollar. And what I want to show you, oh, by the way, if you like these charts, I'll put a link in the description for you as well. It's TradingView charts, and you can just click on that link and it'll take you straight to their product. Anyway, so if you look at this chart, I normally go to the day chart and I'll pick up an area of resistance and an area of support. And you don't have to draw it in if you don't want to, not really necessary. Now, this is a trade that I was looking at, and this is a trade that I would take. Now, why am I looking at a trade on this particular product? Well, it's quite simple, really. If you look at this, it's been going down on a downtrend for a while. If you look at the downtrend, it actually does a really nice job of going through, breaking through this support area, turning it into a resistance, and then it's gone back up, tested that resistance, and then gone back down to a new support. Now it's coming back up to test that resistance again. Now what I will do is when it reaches this resistance is I will wait for it to give me a nice solid red bar coming out of the resistance. In other words, a short trade, wait for that to close, and then I'll take a short trade with a view to it coming back down to the support and staying in that range, or continuing on down on a long downtrend. Because if you look at this as well, if I take a trend line, it may have broken through that trend and it may have broken that trend, but it's still in a downtrend at the end of the day. You still got the option of this being a resistance. If it breaks through the resistance and turns it into a support, then you'll simply take a long trade out of this product. Quite easy really. If you want to draw your bottom support areas in, you can. They are there and you can use them to whatever advantage you want to, and it'll show you nicely that that is a support. But you don't need to draw them in. If you keep on drawing lines on your chart, it's really not necessary. You could take a Fibonacci on this. It'll also give you a good trade. And you trade in the golden area. Look at my video on trading Fibonacci and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now there's definitely a nice resistance which is probably up there. So let's take it to the day chart quickly and let's just have a look at what we've got in the way of some form of resistance at the top here. And yeah, there's quite a strong resistance area at the top there that you can use. So take it back and let's go back to the 4-hour chart and just see what that looks like. And there's your main resistance there. So if it goes the wrong way, and if you take a short and it decides to go long on you, you can clearly see that this is going to be a good stop loss area. You can actually bring that down into that area there, and you can take your stop a little bit earlier than what I had it earlier. The reason I put my stop a little bit further out is because there's a lot of money lying here normally, a lot of orders from the big pros and that sort of thing. And what normally happens to you is your trade will go into that area, it'll take out all the stops, and then it'll continue on the direction you wanted it to go in the first place. So I'll normally pay a little bit more money to see if it really confirms that it's going in that direction. And if you're a little bit away from the money and it goes through your stop loss, then you clearly know that it's going in that direction and it's broken the other way. So that's effectively how you look at support and resistance and the best way to trade it. The point being managing your loss. In other words, putting a stop loss on the other side of this position here. Now you can also put your stop loss really close. You can put it right here, because if it goes through this resistance area, then your trade has effectively failed and you'll want to go long. It's going to go the other way then. But if it comes down, like we said, and it gives you a nice red candle, then it'll probably go short and keep on going downwards in this trend that it's in at the moment. Don't forget, grab my Forex book in the description. You can read all about trend trading, because the trend is your friend. So now go and carry on watching the video and go and see how you can get your emotions right and how you can get your psychology right, so that you can start trading with less stress, zero stress, and take the emotion out of your trading. So now that you know the trading system and you know what the trading system is actually all about and how it works, now you can think about your psychology. The stress and emotion that goes into trading is absolutely massive. It's huge. So many traders start, it's the fight or flight, it's the whole fear thing. This mechanism has been built into human beings since the dawn of time. When you got out your cave and you saw a dinosaur outside, that fear suddenly kicks in and you start doing strange things because of that fear. And the same thing applies to your trading. And if you're a gambler, it's the same sort of thing. When you start losing, you start doing silly things to try and avoid that loss, or that loss at all costs you don't want to lose. That's the whole point. What actually you need to learn is you need to learn that you are going to take losses, that the market is a 50-50 game. So there's a 50% chance that you will lose. But what you've got to understand is you can take losses on a much smaller scale and make wins on a much larger scale, thus making it more profitable at the end of the day. So let's say you take a loss, and let's say it's $100, okay? Let's say you take 10 Rand loss on every losing trade and you make a $30 win on every winning trade, or even a 20. You'll agree with me that that'll be a win. It's like flipping a coin. If I told you we're going to flip a coin 10 times, and of that 10 times, 5 times you're going to lose and 5 times you're going to win. You're going to say to me, Rob, you're nuts. That just is going to bring us back to an absolute zero. This is true. But if I told you for every, let's say, 1 that you lose 1, and for every 1 that you win 2. There isn't a person on earth that wouldn't take that bet, because obviously you're going to win 5. And it's a win for you. You're going to win at the end of the day because you've taken a bigger win. But you've got to get your psychology right. So instead of when you're losing, adding to the trade, when you're losing, get out of the trade, when you're winning, add to the trade. That's when you add to the trade. It's as simple as lose less, win more. So that's my rant for today, and that's my little bit of information to you guys. Don't forget to watch the last videos, which will show you wonderfully how to manage your risk. Until the next video, cheers, thanks, and bye.